CicLAvia.
Good morning.
Energy. Good morning, LA.
Good morning.
Yes.
I'm Ramel Pascual. I'm the executive director of CicLAvia, and I'm joined here with our vice chair, Israel Rojas, of the board. We're so honored to be here at our 48th CicLAvia since 2010.
Yeah.
You know, in 2010, on October 10th, 2010, we were here at the heart of Los Angeles starting LA's very first Open Streets event. 13 years later, 48 events later, here we are, back at the heart of Los Angeles. So we're so excited to be here connecting the communities of South Park, Chinatown, Civic Center, Little Tokyo, Arts District, Boyle Heights, and East LA. So we are here today on 7.8 miles of open streets, 7.8 miles of joyful streets, 7.8 miles of connection to our communities. And I can't be any more honored than I am today to be joined by the founder of the Open Streets movement. Imagine 50 years ago in the city of Bogota, individuals and leaders of the community thought of closing streets or opening streets up to people and not to cars. 50 years later, the gentleman that I'm going to introduce founded an international movement, and we were so happy to have him at our very first Open Streets event, CicLAvia, back in 2010. And imagine, back 50 years ago, there was one city, Bogota, with an Open Streets event. Now there's probably hundreds of cities around the world doing Open Streets event. And we're so happy that CicLAvia grew as a result of leaders and community leaders from Los Angeles going to Bogota. Aaron Paley's here, who's one of the founders of CicLAvia, and bringing the inspiration that 13 years later, 48 events later, 275 miles later, 70 communities later, we have the largest open streets event in the country, and it's called CicLAvia.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited to introduce our next speaker, Jaime Ortiz. But before that, did you want to translate?
Buenos días, unas palabritas en español. CicLAvia.
It is a great pleasure. It is an honor to be here 13 years later. I still remember the day when I, with then Mayor Villaraigosa, we started CicLAvia in Los Angeles at Boyle Heights, nearby from here. It is amazing. I mean, to me, it's really impressive what you Angelinos have done throughout these years. You are a total success. You are a sample that many American cities are following. You, as Ramel said it, you are the largest and most important CicLAvia in the States. And I think that for me, well, it's really an honor to be here today. And I'm very happy to see the end result of that effort, of those pioneers of yours. Here's Aaron Paley. I remember Dr. Adonia Lugo and many others that came to Bogota looking for advice and trying to understand how did that strange thing happen in a city of 8 million people. We have today 120 kilometers of CicLAvia permanently every Sunday, and there's about between 1.5 million and 2 million people. Can you imagine? With no politics, with no religion, with no money. It's just what the spirit of CicLAvia is, that anyone who comes to CicLAvia is the main actor in this street scene. Nobody is secondary actor here. And I think that's what the spirit of CicLAvia and CicLAvia is done by the people, for the people. And yes, we are going to be celebrating next year 50 years. And we are inviting you, Angelinos and organization of CicLAvia, to celebrate with us and to celebrate Bogotanos. Because the idea of the celebration is to celebrate the Bogotanos, who are the main, what CicLAvia, as I said, is made of. So we're going to have throughout the next year many events throughout the world, and I hope you are going to make a CicLAvia on the name of Bogota next year. So let's try. And I'm very glad to be here, and let's ride. Thank you.
Thank you. Buenos días a todos. Good morning. I am so excited to be here today celebrating the 48th CicLAvia in this incredible city. One of my earliest memories and best family memories is participating in a CicLAvia with my kids. And we had a blast. We rode our bikes up and down the streets. We were hot, we were exhausted. But what we remembered at the end of the day was how much fun we had in really exploring the diversity of the city and being able to use our streets in a way that we had never thought possible before. And while that CicLAvia was certainly important and special to me, and I would say every CicLAvia is memorable, this one will also be particularly special to me. As Romel said, it is my first as a general manager of LA DOT. And really, what a great way to start my tenure. I'm super excited about this. CicLAvia has become more than just a recreational event. It really is an opportunity for communities to reclaim and re-envision their streets in a way that is community building, that is interactive, that is safe, that is healthy. It's a great opportunity for people of all ages and abilities and backgrounds to come together and re-explore and get to be reacquainted with this city. As a general manager of LA DOT, I am committed to providing mobility options and delivering transportation solutions to all Angelinos, regardless of how they choose to travel throughout this city. Today, we get to explore 7 different communities of Los Angeles that really reflect the diversity and really highlight why this is such a great city. You can go from Boyle Heights, Little Tokyo, historic core, to Chinatown. It is such a diversity in the city, and it's captured, and I think accurately captured, with the title of Heart of LA, because diversity really is the heart of this city. Before I step away, I want to take a moment to thank our partners at CicLAvia and Metro who have helped make this event possible, our elected leaders who have had ongoing support, obviously the founder of CicLAvia, who without his vision, we would not be here today. And I also want to give a special shout out to the women and men of LA DOT who have been working tirelessly to make sure that this event is a success and is safe. So as you're riding your bike, walking or rolling, please take a moment to wave at them, thank them, and remind them of how important what they're doing is. And let's enjoy today's CicLAvia. What a beautiful Los Angeles day to do that. Thank you.
Well, I'm here today on behalf of CEO Stephanie Wiggins, who would have loved to be here with you today. And when she asked around the executive team who could come and represent her at CicLAvia, I kept my cool. I was chill. But I waited until a couple of people were like, oh, I would love to, but I can't make it. I'm like, me. It is so nice to be back here. It is so exciting to stand alongside the amazing new general manager of LADOT, a department that I love and hold close, and it is in such good hands. And I was telling Laura as I rolled up on my Metro bike share bike, I was reminding her that back when I was at LADOT and she was at Metro, we fought hard to get this program launched. So Laura is a champion from way back. and a partner in crime and an accomplice, and I have no reason to think that will change. And Ramel, I can be your new favorite Chief Innovation Officer. Is that cool? There's less competition for that one. I just want to take a moment to recognize the fact that this is a tough week. It's been a tough week. A lot of us are not okay because of what is happening in the world, in our country, and in our city. And I want to just take a moment to recognize the fact that, you know, when you agree to be in dialogue with somebody, you are not just agreeing to all the typical ground rules like, I'm going to use I statements and, you know, all of those that we typically have. When you're sitting in true dialogue, you're agreeing to be changed by that dialogue. And I think that really captures the spirit of CicLAvia. When you get on your bike or you're walking down a street and you are seeing it in a way you've never seen it before, in a way that feels a little subversive in the capital, the car capital of the world, and you're seeing the buildings and the people, you are agreeing to be changed. And I hope that today we can all bring that spirit of healing, of joy, of hope, of happiness, and of open-heartedness to this day. Because these events, whether they are happening right at the end of a pandemic or in an incredibly difficult time in the world, they remind us of our humanity and our compassion. And that's what they are at their core. And there's very few things that you can get that from in your life. And so I'm so looking forward to today. We need it now more than ever, and so pleased and proud to have the founder and visionary with us today, who clearly saw that same magic way back when and passed it on to Aaron Paley, who is a magician from way back himself. I want to recognize Frank Ching and his amazing team who really moved that money, moved that coin, moved that change so that these events can happen. They have a true invisible footprint, the team at Metro that brings these things to life. You would know them if they were not doing their jobs, then you would know their names. But because they do such excellent work around the county and spreading this joy and this magic, I just want to take a moment to recognize them and to thank Ramel for the opportunity to come up and help open this amazing event. Thank you.
Us here with us today.
Thanks, Ramel. On behalf of the board, I wanted to just thank all the volunteers, all the supporters, and echo a lot of the remarks from our city leaders. Many people assume that when we talk about the heart of LA, it's really just about the route, and that's partially true, but it's not it, right? When us as the board and us as an organization, when we think about the heart of LA, we think about the people first, right? The people who constitute LA. And we think about the families and the children and everybody, all the communities that make up all parts of LA. And to us, that is the heart of LA. Today happens to be the last day of Latino Heritage Month. And similarly, when I reflect back on the values and lessons that I grew up with, families and children, those always come first. And so to us, that's always going to remain a driving factor. I also want to challenge a little bit, though, in that research has shown that in most cities around the world, 80% of youth are not getting enough activity due to urbanization. And for every 10 minutes that a child spends in a car, that equates to a 10% drop in community engagement and community participation. And so while we're extremely proud of all the great work and all the progress that we've made in the last 13 years, we know we still have a lot of work to do to make sure that our city is child-friendly, that it's family-friendly, and that it's helping all of our communities thrive. And so with that, you know, we have a lot of new leaders coming on board. We look forward to this partnership to continue driving in this direction. Not driving, to continue moving in this direction. So that we can continue to make the city that we want, so that we can have the same type of similar permanent infrastructure that we're gonna see in Bogota come next year. So thank you again to all of you for being here. Thank you to all of the leaders for supporting this great work. And with that, I'll bring Ramel back.
All right, thank you, Israel. And let me just do a few thank yous. Metro, LADOT are our central partners, but we also have our sponsors and our supporters and sponsors, including many of you as individual supporters of CicLAvia. We thank you. We thank LADWP, AARP, NASA and JPL are here, LA Cares, Ava, Brompton, Motional, LA Phil will also be programming here on the route, Skanska, Goo, which is a health brand, and HealthNet. Thank you all for supporting CicLAvia. And let me just say, when Jaime said 120 kilometers, let me translate that into miles. Because I think I saw some faces say, what does 120 kilometers look like? Well, that's 74.5 miles of open streets in Bogota. That happens every Sunday. Imagine that. We'll be in, I don't know where 75 miles takes us in Los Angeles, maybe San Diego, but that is a lot of effort. And thank you all for coming today to the 48th CicLAvia, and to kick us off into the wonderful day that we're going to have. We have our special guest, East LA Taiko drum group, which will send us off in a fabulous day of joy and connection. So thank you all for being here.
This goes all the way to Chinatown.
you know what? I should.